Hey there, welcome. Welcome to my channel. My name is Natalia, and I have this channel where I share some of the things that I think are relevant to our career. We have so many hardworking women that sometimes just feel like we're taking too much or we're not taking enough, and we have so many things going on inside our career, in our homes, in our relationships, and we just have so many questions. Sometimes we feel like we're alone and we don't talk about it. And when we have good girlfriends to talk and share, it really feels like life gets a little easier. So, I'm your girlfriend. I'm here to tell you, yes, I'm thinking the same. It's so hard to have it all and try to say that we know what we're doing all the time. Being the mom, being the wife, being the daughter, the sister. We have so many things that we do at once, and sometimes it just get heavy. So I'm here to just open up some topics that we like to talk about and share. And today, what I want to talk with you about is comparison. It's not easy to have a life nowadays that is all about social media. I am one of those people that don't really like to share much in social media. I'll be honest with you. I have my professional channel where I share tips and advice on career, which is what I like to do to help women achieve their career goals. But I'm not very much into my personal life. I feel like there's so many other things that I could share with you that is better for everyone instead of me just saying what I'm having for breakfast or where I'm going, what I'm buying at the mall. So I personally don't like to share much about my personal life. But I see that so many people today feel that is escape, I would say, or it's rewarding to them to be sharing with everyone what they're doing on their day. And that is generating a little bit of anxiety on everybody else who's just watching how much someone can be doing in a day. Like, to be honest with you, sometimes I see ladies that are waking up at 6 a.m. and doing a workout, eating super healthy. Then they have a smile on their face while they're eating a salad, and they go out on their day, they work and they produce, and all day there's such great energy. That makes me feel like, what am I doing? What am I doing wrong? So I start to compare myself. And I think that's natural. And we always compare ourselves. But at this point, you need to reflect on, is this something that is beneficial to me? Because it can create some anxiety when we are constantly trying to achieve things or to mirror what we see on social media and what we think people have in their lives. That is not healthy. It doesn't create in your life the balance that is probably something that you need to be looking for. So, what I really like to see in my life is a balance between what I can do and the expectation of what people think you need to do. I don't want to have everything perfect. Honestly, I don't, because for that, I'll have to sacrifice myself too much. And for me to have my mental and physical health in jeopardy because somebody else feels that I need to be perfect all the time, it's not worth it. I do have a lot of pressure, like everybody else, to perform. For example, when you have a career that you want to keep achieving the next level, right? Because it's natural. We feel like we need to achieve things, and it's gratifying. Let's be honest, it's something that it makes us feel validated. And I have done so many things in the past, I'll say more than today, sacrificing my time with my family. I had been traveling too much. I had sacrificed my mental health. to achieve what I thought was needed, and I think most of the times it was because I was comparing myself to the people next to me. So let's just say inside an organization, you always have someone who has that next level, and they are more experienced than you, or for some reason they were able to move up quicker than you. And that makes you feel like, what am I doing wrong? Why do they achieve something faster than I do? And I have been going through a lot of questioning regarding moving up the ladder in corporate. I have been working hard to get the next level in my job, and things just have been moving slower than I expected. And for a couple of reasons, I feel like the feedback I get is not that I am not performing. It's about like the general economics and how the companies are not able to budget right now for promotions, how things are hard. And I understand. And that creates this comparison. The whole time I'm looking around and I'm always looking to see who is doing what. And if I'm doing that, that really doesn't do anything for me. So, what I would say today that has been coming through my mind every time I stop to breathe and think about where I am, I'm starting to be grateful for a lot of things that I have in my life instead of comparing myself with other people. So, every morning I'm trying to practice just saying, wow, I really am grateful for this wonderful weather in Florida, because before I sacrificed my location, for example. I have lived in very, very cold weather. I lived in Nevada, I lived in Kentucky, in places where I felt it was too cold for me. I'm from Brazil. I don't have that in me. It's not something that I'm comfortable doing. It's waking up in the snow and just have a smile on my face. So once I moved to Florida, it really feels more like home to me. And it was never planned. I ended up moving to Florida because of my job. And after I moved here, I just get in a better mood because it's so sunny all the time. It's warm. So when I have a lot of those thinking of what am I doing? I should be doing more. I should be making more money. I stop and I think, okay, would that be in Florida? Would that be in Minnesota? And I get it, right? Sometimes you need to sacrifice one thing to have another. And the other thing I do as well is to remember where I was. So if I reflect just 5 years ago, my life was completely different. Just 5 years ago, I was completely broke. I was starting over. I was single. I had no career. I had no money. I left everything I had, which was nothing, to pursue an MBA and start over. I started my life over in 2017. I started over. And I just realized, you know what? There is no comparison. There's your journey. Like, your journey is unique. You make your path. You do what is needed for you to do. And other people are just being on their own path as well. The more that you focus on your own path, you'll be able to achieve what is truly meant to be for you. Because if you start doing things just because other people are doing, because they are going on their own path, they will be achieving what they think they need. So you're not really doing what you meant to do. When I started over, it was following my calling for I needed more education. I wanted to feel more part of a bigger picture. I was very much on my ways. I felt like Southern California was a place for me. I wanted to be by the beach. I wanted to have that lifestyle. And when I realized that other things mattered to me, I wanted to be financially independent. I always wanted to be this strong woman who is able to, have very strong financial basis to do whatever I wanted to, like help my parents, have my own house, independent of anybody else. Because in the past, I always needed someone to give me a little bit of help, even if it was a friend to give me, like I had to live in a friend's house for a while because I had no money. So they would let me stay for a little bit. Or I would have my dad help me with my car payments. Or, if I go out with a guy, I would not even offer to pay because I couldn't afford it. So I always needed somebody else to make me sure that things were okay. And the strong feeling that I had that I was my own person, that I had to stand alone on my own 2 feet, it was so important to me. And I didn't know how to get there. At that point in my life, I didn't know how to get there. So I stopped and I thought, what is really important to me? And I had this strong feeling that I want to be my own person. I want to stand on my own 2 feet. And life is going to happen to me, but I'm going to be able to say, it's okay. I can afford the medical bills. I can afford the house. I can afford to have a car. I can afford to help my parents. That was important to me. That was really important. I was 30 years old and I had nothing. I had nothing to stand for. So that point in my life, I said, this is my path. It's not about having access to the beach. It's not about living in Southern California. It's about building my career in a way that I am really going to achieve the financial stability that I always dreamed of. And that's what I did. I started over. People that know me from Southern California today, they're like, oh, wow, you're not in real estate anymore, or you don't work for the government anymore, because I've done it all. But nothing worked for me. I wasn't happy. I wasn't making money. And I said, no, I really took a turn. I chose to leave Southern California. I couldn't afford it. I had to come to that realization. I went to Arizona, got myself an MBA, started looking for high-paying jobs. I went after tech companies, got myself into tech, and started making a career in tech. And that is what provided me my financial stability. And that was the point where I said, I can't live my life comparing myself to other people. Yes, they have this beach house in San Diego. I couldn't afford it. Why would I live my life trying to have a beach house in San Diego if I couldn't make it that way? I had to find my own way. So find your own way to build and achieve what is important to you. Whatever it is, and however you have to do that feels right to you, that's how you're gonna get it. Not looking around, not asking people for advice. To be honest with you, too many people have so many advices that don't take us anywhere. So only listen to the advices that feel right to you. So if I'm saying to you anything that doesn't hit like it's true to yourself, don't listen. Take it what it's good for you. Take what you believe reflect your values, and that's gonna be enough. If you take one word of what I said and you think about it and say, yeah, that really reflects my feelings about this, good. And if you find somebody else that's gonna be telling you things that reflect what you feel is right, perfect. That's great. That's what we need. So today I just want to close with a very, very important and simple, very simple thing that I heard from Dr. Wayne Dyer, and he was fantastic. I miss him dearly. I used to listen to him a lot. Dr. Wayne Dyer had a beautiful story that he used to say. In most of his presentations, I think he mentioned this story. It starts like this. One day, I was walking down a street and I fell. I didn't see anything, but I fell into a hole. I tried to recover. I felt hurt. Eventually, I got out of the pit. The second day, I was walking down the street. I saw a hole, fell into it, hurt myself. I stood up and I continued my way. The third day, I saw the hole. I still fell into it. It didn't hurt that much, and I continued my way. The fourth day, I walked a different street. So if you are continually hurting yourself because you're doing the same thing over and over again and feel like you're not achieving much, maybe it's time to walk a different street. Take that fork and just go on your own path. All right, my friends, I will be talking to you soon. I'll be sharing some of the things that I have learned and open the channel for us to have some good story sharing as well, because I love to share stories with my good friends. Talk to you soon.